Time for our Dallas Cowboys Report mailbag. 2 ways to get on the show. #Cowboys or Super Chat. Now, Noah here did both. #Cowboys. I will be Dak Prescott's replacement if he's injured again. You know what? That's a good idea, because if Dak gets hurt again and he's on the franchise tag, you better tank, because you're going to need that number 1 overall pick, because he gone. All right, that's again. Noah, thank you so much for that Super Chat. From Zachary now. Would us signing both Shaquem and Shaquill Griffin help us? Shaquem, the linebacker from the Seahawks, I believe is a restricted free agent, so that might be an issue. As for Shaquill Griffin, yes, it would help you. And I think Shaquem would help you on special teams too. I don't know if it's going to be enough of a cost-friendly move for the Dallas Cowboys. I would explore it. I think he might leave Seattle, but I wouldn't assume that signing Shaquill Griffin, regardless of the cost, fixes all of your cornerback problems. From Richard Wilson, what 3rd or 4th round safety do you like if we don't get Richie Grant, the safety from Central Florida? God, if you're waiting until round 3 or 4 to find your safety, I don't know, Andre Cisco from Syracuse, James Wiggins from Cincinnati. The problem is, it's that the safety you need is a free safety. And those guys, the guys who can play cover 1, play cover 3, play that deep safety role, those guys go earlier than round 3 and round 4 in most cases. But Cisco's inconsistency and injury problems might let him be there, and Wiggins, I think, is just a little bit underhyped as well. Now, do not delay any longer. It is almost Valentine's Day, truly just around the corner. I'm trying to help you guys stay out of the doghouse this season, I should say. Head over to chatsports.com/flowers. That link will save you 15% and get you on just flowers and gifts. Again, chatsports.com/flowers. Don't get just the flowers this Valentine's Day, folks. You got to go above and beyond, because let's be honest, COVID's been rough. Just showing up with flowers on Valentine's Day when you've been stuck together for so long might not go over very well. So get her something else. Maybe it's one of these awesome chocolate-covered donuts. That sounds delicious. That way you get some as well. Chatsports.com/flowers. I'll put that link in the comments and in the description. That way you guys just have to go click, shop, and save a deal, and don't get in trouble this Valentine's Day. From Vulcan, and that's all I'm going to read off there. Will Tom Brady replace Dak as the Cowboys' new quarterback in 2021? No. Next question. That borders on the nonsense, Brett. That was close, too. I'm not going to reset the meter today, though. All right, from Raymond. I think you mean needs this offseason other than signing Dak when once needs, same thing. A defensive tackle, a good one. A free safety. Another cornerback, if not multiple cornerbacks. I think you have to go explore a backup tackle, a swing guy, maybe a receiver down the road. But in general, pick a defensive spot and go get help there. Eric Sanders had no question, although, he does. He's put in 2 Super Chats. My bad, Eric. What coaching moves should we be looking to make, and who would be the best fit for those spots? I mean, your offensive staff is set. You're not making any moves there. For the most part, there actually aren't many spots to fill. They already filled the defensive line one. The only one I would keep an eye out for is maybe linebackers, because I don't like Scott McClourty all that much. You could make George Edwards your full-time linebackers coach, or if Sean Lee wants to retire, I think that's a pretty good spot for him. From Evan Hauser, Tom, can I get an Owa Owa? I have no idea what that means. Also, we get Trevon Merrick, the TCU safety, in the 2nd round. If he is there, I think he would be in play. I wonder in the end if Merrick will end up going just a little bit before the Cowboys are on the board. From Donnie Moss, how about trading Dak for Russell Wilson? I know this keeps getting pushed by certain woke losers like Mike Florio. This is not going to happen for a couple different reasons. Now, look, I get it. The Seahawks and Russell Wilson, they're having some relationship issues, and they clearly need some type of counseling at minimum. The problem with any trade this offseason is that The Seattle Seahawks are already going to pay Russell Wilson $32 million if they were to trade him. That cap hit for this offseason balloons an extra $7 million to $39 million. There's no way in which the Dallas Cowboys could trade Dak Prescott to Russell Wilson or for Russell Wilson and have the Seahawks go, yes, we're going to have $39 million of a cap hit on Russell Wilson this year and pay Dak Prescott like $30 on this year's cap hit. They cannot do that. The cap's kind of a myth, but not at that particular figure. So this offseason, absolutely no chance. But pick a quarterback for me, and frankly, I think Dak's just a younger version of Russell Wilson, of course, minus the whole Super Bowl thing. So pick a quarterback. RW for Russ or DP for Dak Prescott. Now, while you're down there getting your votes in, make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that big red button. Hit it. That way you don't miss anything we do for you guys here at the Cowboys Report. It's youtube.com/CowboysTV for those of you watching on Facebook. We're going to have videos every single day for you guys this offseason, so do not miss out. From Matthias Eby, what about signing Michael Davis from the Chargers and drafting Israel, I believe it's pronounced Mukwamu, the cornerback from South Carolina, to fix issues at corner? I think Michael Davis helps. I like the other South Carolina corner more, J.C. Horn, but Israel Mukwamu's got upside. He's certainly long enough to fit the role, so I think that could work. Also, what about drafting Chuba Hubbard with our second, third, or fourth rounder? I don't want to spend another premium pick on a back right now. Like, Hubbard was not that great this year for Oklahoma State, by the way. Way better in 2019. I don't want to draft a back. I'd rather draft a receiver, frankly. From Tristan Brown, JJ for a second or third, then extend him. I assume you mean JJ Watt, naturally. Honestly, with his contract hit, I don't want to trade a second or third rounder for J.J. Watt. I think the Texans might just end up releasing him. Now, if you can get his cap hit down significantly, I'd be down to move a third probably for him, but he's older. There are injury concerns. It's not just quite the same name brand J.J. Watt that I know you're all accustomed to. From Alakai Trimble, Haskell on day 3. I assume, unless there's a Haskell I'm missing out on, you mean Haskell Garrett, who was the interior defensive lineman for Ohio State. The problem here, he went back to school. So if that's who you're talking about, if not, clarify for me. It's just not going to happen, obviously. From Jerome Roybal, how about Sheldon Rankins if the Saints let him go? So the Saints are going to let Rankins go. If I remember correctly here, his contract automatically voids this offseason. So he will be a free agent. Yes, I would have interest. I think that could be a nice buy low option for the Dallas Cowboys. From Draft Time with a free agency question, funny enough. Sign Dalvin Tomlinson. I'm in. I don't know if the Cowboys would be in at the cost, but I would like it. I think he fits exactly what this team needs. That's like my number one semi-realistic option for Dallas. Bring him in. Fatty's only might have failed, but the theory behind it still makes sense. From Lane Jumper, give us a realistic trade for Dak for Russ. There isn't one. There is not a realistic trade. Not this year. And next year, well, Dak's not going to get tagged again. You can't tag him. So at that point, there's just no Dak for Russ realistic trade. Now, maybe if you lose Dak and Russ is a trade option next year, you can go get him. That's a pretty expensive cost in the end. From Eric Sanders, do you think Dak would go to the Patriots and play with Bill if Jerry and him don't end up seeing eye to eye? Well, it is Dak and Steven. Well, really Todd France and Steven. But yes, I do. I think the Patriots would love to get him. I think the Colts would love to get him. There is a very long list of desperately quarterback-needy teams that would be like, oh my God, yes, please, I want Dak Prescott. Like the Bears are out here maybe offering a future first for Carson Wentz. They would kill to have Dak Prescott. From Zachary Marquez, if we trade down in the first, could we draft Dylan Moses and move LVE back to outside linebacker? Dylan Moses was bad this year, so I have no desire to take Dylan Moses anywhere near round 1. I would rather have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the linebacker from Notre Dame. I would rather have, heck, even a Jabril Cox in round 3 over Dylan Moses, because Moses did not look healthy, and that's a major concern for me. From Dylan, cut Antoine/Xavier Woods and Jalen, draft Farley, Cox, and Grant. So that's Caleb Farley, the cornerback from Virginia Tech, Jabril Cox, linebacker from LSU, Richie Grant, safety from UCF, sign Dalvin Tomlinson. So I am all aboard with your draft picks there. I am a big fan of that potential outcome. I like signing Dalvin Tomlinson. I'm down to cut Jalen Smith. I am happy to let Xavier Woods, a free agent, leave. I actually would keep Antoine Woods. Because even with Dalvin Tomlinson, I still want another big guy on the interior to help stop the run. Antoine Woods, an RFA, is not going to be all that expensive. But you guys can be like Dylan for me in the comments section. Name a player that you want the Cowboys to cut. Now, try to make it a non-pending free agent. So someone who's under contract like Jalen Smith. These are not too many rules, producer Brett. You can't cut a player who's a free agent. I'm sorry. I don't set the rules here. It's just my show. So who do you want to cut? Let me know in the comments. Aaron B., take Trey Lance at 10 if Dak walks or the Cowboys plan to tag and trade. Of your non-just sign Dak options, this is the one that intrigues me the most. I'm not sure it's the most realistic thing, but it is the one that intrigues me the most of your Dak replacement plans. From a legendary coach, Butch Jones, why don't the Cowboys just trade Tyron Smith like a second rounder instead of him retiring or getting cut? Well, I think the retirement part, obvious response, right? As for getting cut, here is your problem with moving on from Tyron. When healthy, everyone who has ever watched football and knows football agrees he is awesome. So why would you want to move on from a player of his caliber? It's because you don't think he's healthy or he's going to stay healthy. And if that's the case, why would other teams give up a premium asset for someone they don't think is healthy? That's not how other teams would operate. The second you want to try and trade Tyron, it's kind of like there's blood in the water. The NFL teams are sharks. They're not going to do it. They're going to say, all right, just cut him then. So in reality, unfortunately, I think your options as it relates to Tyron Smith and the Cowboys, it's kind of either keep him or cut him. And if you're going to try and cut him, of course, try to trade him first. But the reason I just went over, interest isn't going to be there. So what do you guys want to do? Type in K for keep Tyron Smith or type in C for cut him instead. Eric Sanders, my bad. Do you think Dak on the Cowboys is a better team or Dak on Washington? That Washington defense is borderline elite. Guys, we saw this Cowboys team without Dak Prescott, and we saw the Washington football team without Dak Prescott, and Washington blew the Cowboys out. So it's Washington, which is not something I want to say out loud, but it's the truth. All right, from Bilal, would it be smart to sign Dalton for cheap and trade him for a defensive piece? Do it. Do it, producer Brett. Guys, I'm sorry, and this might be a little bit mean, but this doesn't make any sense. You're not going to be able, this is not Madden. You can't sign a player and then trade him immediately for a defensive piece. So unfortunately, I think we have to reset the nonsense meter, because if a team wanted Andy Dalton, they would just sign him. Like, I appreciate the question, but that's just not how it works at all. I'm sorry. All right, Stephen McLean, Dak to the Jets for the second, 23rd, second rounder, first next year. Who says no? I'm team pay Dak, but if Stephen Jones fumbles the bag, it's an option. Here is your problem, I think, in the end, is that in terms of valuing Dak Prescott, this is a fair offer. I don't think the Jets are in a position to go out and try and win right now with Dak, but he's certainly an upgrade over some of the other quarterback options. And this is maybe just me being paranoid, but my fear is that the Cowboys are going to drag this thing out. And they're going to say, oh, we're going to pay Dak, until it's too late. And by the time they're willing to move on and trade Dak Prescott, the Jets probably already made their pick, or already decided who they want at quarterback, and they're fully committed to him. So I like the idea behind it, and if you know you're not going to pay Dak, this is a good idea to pursue. I simply do not trust Stephen Jones to execute that plan properly, because he should have just paid Dak a long time ago. I have lost all faith in Stephen Jones in getting this deal handled correctly. From Jay the Great, should we draft an offensive tackle in the second or third round to replace Tyron Smith? I am fully down to explore potential options for a Tyron replacement at almost any point this year if you're worried about his health. I do think that if you're going to start someone to replace Tyron, you probably got to look at pick number 10. If you're trying to develop somebody, I do think day 2, day 3 makes a lot of sense as a potential starter. But it just depends on what role you want that guy to play early in their NFL career.